So for NADCL Season 3, it's going to begin immediately after the major and minor qualifiers. It's
Okay.
going to begin here on the open qualifiers start on February 16th to the 17th. And we're going to play on that open qualifier. And what is different this season is that we are going to include more than 8 teams within NADCL. It's depending on how you finish in the open qualifiers, that's going to qualify you to one of our lower divisions, which would be gold, silver, and bronze. And what basically this is going to be doing is it's going to allow people to play competitive Dota more often, more frequently, and actually improve as a teammate and as a Dota player. It's like it truly is a team game, and you kind of see how you work with your teammates in matchmaking. But competing in that like organized environment is very different than a matchmaking experience would be. Um, so that's kind of what I'm trying to help provide everybody here. And these leagues are going to be very, very similar. These divisions are going to be very similar to the Premier division, where it's going to have these big, long, like 2 to 3 week group stages, which will
Wow.
hopefully qualify you to the playoffs. And
Hmm.
we are running the entire thing through ePulse, who is our main sponsor for the league.
Okay.
And they have like their platform is kind of like you can like just we're gonna run the entire league through there. So like all of the scheduling and everything is just going to be like handled by them, and we're going to be able to bring on like lots and lots of teams to play, and we're going to make like a true Dota league, right?
This is nice considering the number of teams that were interested in ADCL. Like, this is definitely something that I'm sure a lot of them are going to want to play in, right? Like, get
Yeah,
that good
absolutely. When
experience.
we had like a bunch of promotion, like kind of like last year right before TI and then after TI, and when we went into that first open qualifiers for the first season, I think we had 70 teams
Yeah.
register, which is just totally absurd, right? North American Dota, one of the smallest regions in the world for Dota, has 70 teams sign up for their open qualifiers for this league, right? But after our first weekend of open qualifiers, we said goodbye to like 62 of those teams,
Yeah.
right? And I think that by including everybody who obviously these people want to play in the league, right? Like they want to improve, they want to get better, and that's kind of the goal of NADCL is to kind of bridge that gap from amateur to pro and give kind of people say like, oh, what do I do? How do I become a pro? Like here, this is how you could do it. You can play in a league and um, gradually improve.
So if me and my boys dominate the bronze tier, do I get to play in silver next year, or do I got to qualify through it for another open qualifier?
Yeah, so it doesn't have that kind of relegation systems. I think that we've talked about that quite a lot, and I think that this is going to be much better. So the only things that we're going to have is the top 4 teams from the Premier League, including this season as well, will advance directly into the next season in the same league.
Right.
But then everyone else will have to play in the open qualifier for season 4, for example, and then that
Okay.
will, depending on how far you get into the bracket, that will determine where you end up being seated in which division you would be playing in.
Wow, that's exciting. So about a month away then, before this thing kicks off.
Yep, we run our seasons in between the major and minor qualifiers, so it doesn't impede with any DPC scheduling. That's a huge priority for us because that's kind of what everybody wants to go to TI, right?
Yeah.
So we are a league that'll operate in that time um, outside of those DPC qualifiers, and hopefully everybody can just continuously improve throughout the year. So one day they will qualify to an event, kind of like Team Team did, right? To the Bucharest Minor, where they didn't get last place.
Hell yeah.
How amazing!
All right. Excellent.